where we have to find the truth about our journey as a people. Nigeria is so diverse. We are trying to become one people, one nation, so to say, and we will get there if we, well, in my opinion, if we do well with our constitutional exploration or re-engineering of the country. That is quite fundamental. That's the only way to one nation. It's not party politics, it's for us to come as diverse people, 289 diverse ethnic group, and come together. Well, Chief and under Chief Tony Enawuro, we compressed it after very thorough research into 200 ethnic nationality, which includes the Ewe ethnic nationality from the Republic of Benin. So we are so diverse, and the basis for conflict is there for us as a country, because we are diverse, we are different set of people. We have the Hausa, we have Kanuri, we have Igbos, we have Yoruba, from different background, different history, different culture, different religion, multi-religious, multicultural, multi-ethnic country like Nigeria. It's quite fundamental that it's quite sure and certain that there will be conflict. But it's also an asset if we explore it well, that diversity. It's an asset if we deliberately bridge unity and harmony. We can work it out. But it's unfortunate that the kind of ruling class that we have had wants to divide us than unite us for their self-serving interests. That is the crux of the problem. And we have to do something about it. We have very distinguished Nigerians in here who will be dissecting our national journey forward, especially elections, which is the kernel of every democracy. Without elections, election is the most concrete of every democracy or democratic venture. And therefore, it is important for us to look at our elections. How do we engender credible elections? How do we also have a consultative governance? In which case, government will consult the people, the citizens, in foisting or in bringing about a policy. So we need all of that. We need all of that as a people. And that is why we are gathered here today to look at the way forward for our country. We are mindful of the fact that some programs are still going on and they will end by, say, 2 or so thereabout. But that notwithstanding, we have to start at 1, and then others will join us, because this is very critical. The nation is at a crossroad. Our country is at a crossroad at this point. We have what we call electoral crisis that can be likened to what happened 30 years ago with the June 12 election. People who have disagreed with what has happened, on February 25, 2023. Parties have disagreed, and so they are in court peacefully to seek justice. And that is not good enough for our democracy. We're still contending in the court because of flawed and massacred election. INEC really didn't do well, so to say. I wish that the INEC chairman would come here and talk to us about what happened on the 25th February. I mean, that would have made our day, but maybe this is not time. Some of those things may be termed sub judice, according to the lawyers. But it is time for us to move the nation forward. It is time for the people to take their nation in their hands. It is time for the people to own their country. Constitutional exploration is part of it. And then policy, consultative policy decision is also part of it. We have a crisis in subsidy removal that is ongoing. And so that's part 2 of our discussion. And we have invited people like Dr. Kalu Idika Kalu. I may have to call them in to come and help us in that. The NFC president is expected here The TUC president expected. Labor activists are expected here. Former Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar. We've all invited them. Let us hear. This is a family meeting. This is going to be a family meeting. This is going to be a national dialogue. It's not going to be war voice. We want to do Georgia, the round table. Let us see the issues. Let us see what solution we can provide to do those who have state powers at the moment, so that they can navigate us out of crisis. Because so many people are dying every day out of poverty, out of hunger, out of frustration, out of impoverishment, and so on and so forth. It is the duty of the rest of us who are, somehow still in peace, to take them out of that so that they don't all die. So, distinguished Nigerians, ladies and gentlemen, this is Democracy Day 2023. It is the 30th in session. We fought for that democracy. We were in the trenches. We fought the military to stand still. Some of us are field commanders of that struggle. We control the field, moving the people on the street, and then making sure we have less casualty. Though we had casualties, people died, people were maimed. And so the heroes of our democracy and the heroines and martyrs, or as if we will have to really appreciate. They paid the supreme scribe. Chief MKO Abiola paid the supreme price for this democracy. And Chief Tony Enauru of blessed memory, my leader, who also mentored me, also paid a huge sacrifice for this democracy. And he told me, he said, this is not the Nigeria that he moved the motion for his independence before he died. He said that this was not the Nigeria he moved the motion, because he used to tell me stories about Nigeria. He moved the motion in 1953 for self-rule, for self-government of Nigeria. But he died regretting. He died. He even told me at some point that maybe we should go and call back the British to come and help us again. I said, but Papa, it must be you. I won't be able to do that. That was the only thing I rejected, because there are so many things we did together with Chief Enao. Testing waters, mobilizing the people, getting the people together, running a major national conference under the Pro-National Conference Organization, PRONACO, with Professor Wole Soyinka, who will be expected to speak to us today from wherever he is, because Professor Soyinka is an international citizen. I remember when he was to leave the country and to go into exile. 3 times they took him back. I told him, I would tell him, I said, these people will take you. We are 22A, Lalubu Street, Abeokuta. Both of us will sit down, and then we tell me that I have to go, my passport. They will take, when he went, his passport was seized by the Abacha government. I said they will take it again. I told him again, he took it again, 3rd time, until he was able to devise a means to get out through the Nadeco route. He was the leader of the NALICO, National Liberation Council of Nigeria, and they did so many things, including supporting our struggle, even with resources, his own personal resources, Professor Wole Soyinka, with some personal resources, because I would be on the field going around, and they would do. So these are great icons. Olisa Agbakoba just spoke with me now, and I told him he'll be leading the speech. And he said he will come. Shehu Sani is expected to join us. We also have Chief Emeka Anyokun, who will join us. Alhaji Atiku Abubakar is also expected to come in. I'm going to drag everybody in to say we have started. When I yield the floor to my co-convener here. But then I want you all to know that today is the day that we are going to find solution to two things: democratic governance, electoral, credible elections, and then consultative governance as it relates to the economy. It's not enough to be government. You must rule by the people. You must consult. You don't run by fiat and say something is gone. No. Even Babangida in his Maradonic venture did not do that. Set up committee, commissions, upon commissions, MAMSA, Zero Party, Cookie Commission, which all kind of dragging everybody into governance, including Shoyinka, including Taisho Larin, Oyo Vare, all of them were dragged in. They felt belonged. It was consultative. And that was my amazement when I conducted a research on Nigeria's constitutional exploration. I tried to critique Nigeria constitutional venture between 1886 and 2012. And I saw that the Babangida regime, in terms of being consultative, was more profound than the Buhari civilian administration, or even Jonathan at that time. Jonathan tried at the tail end to bring about a constitutional conference, though it was appointive and not elective. And that was the limitation of that. But then that could be taken forward into a bill and to a constituent assembly so that a constitution of the people can be made. This is what we have learned over time, working with Chief Tony Enauru and working with Professor Ben Nwabweze, who is still alive, who is an authority in constitution making. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to yield the floor and also call for some, because we have what we call an intervention. The organizers have an intervention to make on the present crisis in the country, which has to do with the fuel subsidy and the well, don't let me use such word, the hike in fuel prices. I will yield the floor, but let us know that this is going to be BAM. I have been assured that we are good to go. ENDSears-Media is streaming live already on all the platforms, and I expect all the national television that we have contacted to also hook up. We have sent the link, and they have promised to hook up, so you may find yourself speaking on national television. We'd like to thank you for joining. We also encourage you to call in others. Organizers here should please go and call in others that we have started and want to find solution to the crisis of Nigeria. We must find that solution. As they come in, we call them to intervene. There are two topics. One is on the electoral crisis flowing from the presidential election of February 25, 2023. The other is the fuel subsidy crisis, which has generated something very outrageous in terms of pricing of petrol fuel. And that is causing hardship and causing protest. And the Nigerian people are protesting it. And they will protest it because that is not the way to voice a policy. Government must be consultative. Government must be consensus. Government must be for the people. Government, even in Agbada, cannot be military. You cannot do military. Otherwise, those of us who fought the military will also fight you. We fought the military You fight with us, we will also fight you. We appreciate people who can put their video on. Yes, they are. Ambassador Honorable Comrade Nkoyo Toyo is standing by all the way from Calabar. Just like I'm standing by here. I'm sitting here in my own village, you know. Yes, I see Excellency Peter Obi joining us. And I'd like to welcome him. That's the word. Is the leader of the people. Vote of thanks to thank you and all our panelists and speakers and all those who have attended this, to appreciate them and say the work ahead is enormous, but we can get it done. We can recover our country from the hand of the cartel that is ruling us if we stand up and be counted. We can also be dynamic these days of social media and so on in raising our protest. The protest must go on. The protest must be nationwide. The protest must be national. We cannot afford to be docile at this time. Otherwise, our humanity is taken away. The whole common destiny is taken away. So we'd like to thank you. We'd like to appreciate everybody, but there must protest is a constitutional right of citizens. You must be peaceful. But protest it is. The police is expected to give you protection when you just notify them. Or even if they see you on the street, they give you protection. So it's not something that is evil. And Tinubu and some also protested. He joined our protest, I think beginning from 1993 or so, or 1994. He joined us at the level of the campaign for democracy. Tinubu joined us then. Is that Comrade Adeyanju?
Yeah, that's me.
Comrade Adeyanju representing NSC president. Why one now? So just address us on behalf of Labour. That's our comrade representing NSC president. Just
sorry
1 minute.
Sorry for the mix-up here and there. The network has been so funny. On behalf of the Nigeria Labour Congress, we want to celebrate all our leaders, that the commitment from Nigeria Labour Congress is solid. So very soon we are going to get back to the movement. Thank you on behalf of the Nigeria Labour Congress.
Thank you very much, Comrade Adeyanju, of the maritime workers. We appreciate you.
Thank you, sir.
You have been very steadfast. We appreciate the NLC. NLC is steadfast too. People misread or misconstrue NLC at times. I laugh. If they know Ajeru very well, they will not. But I laugh. It's also trying to be. These are veterans who are dogged. You know, they don't know, but wisdom. We need a lot of wisdom, particularly when people are getting black market order, you know, from court. So we appreciate the Nigerian Labour Congress and everybody who has taken time to be part of us. We have plan of action. Madam Nkoyo is going to help us to issue or put together the communique, and then we are going to follow it. We are going to implement it together because we did this together. So we'll be ending this with our solidarity song. That is not we shall overcome. There is victory for us. There is victory for us. That is the one where we're going to be taking in rounding up the 30th anniversary commemoration of the June 12 Democracy Day. There is victory for us. 1, 2. There is victory for us. Victory. There is victory for us. In the struggle for Nigeria. Please unmute everybody. Never in the struggle, in the struggle all night.
I've not said anything.
Thank you very much. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you.